welcome to the NoHo Rag with Alec. Our special guest tonight is here to talk to us about his experience with the protests in Ferguson and New York. But before we get to that, let's talk about what's going on in your world. The Girl Scouts of America announced last week that they would be selling their cookies online next year, which caused stoners and lazy people of the world to rejoice, but it also serves as an early lesson to the little girls that one day their jobs will be taken over by machines. In darker news, the UK has announced legislation that will ban the production of various pornographic acts. Now, of course, some of these do make sense as they bring physical harm to the subjects, for example, caning or strangulation or fisting, but others seem just a bit too innocuous to be on that list. Spanking, you know, what's the harm with a little spank, right? Or face-sitting, now that's just taking the fun away from the women. But perhaps most importantly, female ejaculation has been banned, which means that women will not be getting the money shots that they deserve. Which admittedly isn't too different from the US system, where women only get 78% of the money shots that men get. Now we here at the NoHo Rag just want to remind all those students who are worrying about the finals they should have been studying a lot longer for, that they should be glad that they're not in Mexico, where the only student bodies they have are dead ones. Now North Korea has been a very vexing opponent for the United States, and it seems last week that they flexed their meager muscles by releasing a massive store of information from Sony Pictures, which among other things included films like Fury and To Write Love on Her Arms, and also just lots and lots of juicy emails. Here to give us his views on the subject is our very own Chip Sterling. Chip?
Thanks, Alec. This is Chip Sterling with my take on the Sony Pictures hack. And still the world turns. Back to you, Alec.
Thank you so much for that, Chip. I need a rolly chair here. Last week, a furry convention in Chicago was disrupted when a chlorine gas leak in the hotel where the convention was being held forced 19 attendees to go to the hospital. Luckily, only 3 had to be put down, and the rest were sent to their new forever homes. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, or in states like Alabama where institutionalized racism is still perfectly acceptable, you've probably heard about the lack of indictments in the cases involving white cops murdering black men for questionable reasons. Now, we decided to check further into this because there seems to be some sort of injustice going on here at the bottom of it all. Now, in order to help us with this, we have a man here in the studio via Skype who has been fighting for the people's rights from the start. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Alec.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get my words out to the people.
Now, it says here that your name is, at Hola, Buttholes.
That's my Twitter handle. That's where the people can find me.
Do you mind if I call you Hola?
If you have to choose one of the words, Alec, I would prefer buttholes.
Right. So, Hola. You've been on the front lines of these protests pretty much from the start. How exactly has that been for you?
Oh, it's been a thrill ride every minute. I don't know what's going to happen next. There have been things that have been said and retweeted along the digital front line, which is where I have staked out my claim. I've been here from the beginning. I will be here till the end.
Wait, you said digital front lines? I thought you were actually physically at the protest.
No, just mentally and spiritually. Some people don't care at all. I care 2 of the 3 things that we just said together.
So what? You've just been live tweeting them, or what have you been doing anyway?
I was sending out 140 characters of truth, love, and acceptance.
Well, I mean, we certainly could use some more of that these days, but I mean, surely you can't think that just sitting in your room is the equivalent to these people. I mean, they're actually physically going out and fighting for what they believe in. I mean...
I confronted, I tweeted directly at the NYPD. I was like, hey guys, not cool. Hashtag the truth is not for sale. Hashtag Hola, Buttholes.
No, but your tweets, I mean, they can't have the same effect as what these people are doing. And mind you, too, these people are suffering for what they believe in. I mean, these are peaceful protests, generally, and the cops have been throwing tear gas canisters into the crowd.
So I will have you know, just yesterday, Tommy threw a sandwich at my face. Okay? It got pepper and salt in my eyes. And I'll tell you one thing about sodium. It eats the cornea. Okay?
That's not actually right.
I would just prefer to have pepper sprayed into my eye.
But, look, beyond any of that, too, these people are being arrested by the dozens. I mean, you sitting there on your computer in your room and just shooting off little digital tweets.
Oh,
that's
sympathize.
not going to do it.
I'm currently grounded. I'm not even allowed to be on the internet. And I'm doing it out of public service. For you, for me, for my followers, for your followers, for the record books, for the internet, and for Kanye West.
Now just out of curiosity, what exactly were you grounded for? Was it the tweets themselves, or...?
No, you know the Sony Pictures hack? Yeah, they released Annie. I just wanted to see what Janae was up to.
Oh, isn't she just a delight?
Oh, she's the best.
Timothy?
Oh.
Timothy, you better not be on that internet again.
Oh, no.
Well, it would appear we've lost our feed, folks, though perhaps that's for the best. Well, that's it for our show tonight, folks. Check back in next week to see what other crazy shenanigans have been going on. Once again, I'm Alec Rydell, and this has been the NoHo Rag.
HolaButtholes.com